still in the Pirates organization somewhere, yeah.
And now here's today's starting lineup for your Swift Current 57s presented by Kurt's KFC. Leading off, the left fielder, number 25, Silas Hilton.
Oh, it's so good.
Batting second, the first baseman, number 32, Gus Kane.
Oh, I know.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 30, Wilmer Henriquez.
I love it. Yeah.
Batting cleanup, the right fielder, number 3, Donovan Borg.
Yeah, that's huge.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 1, Jose Ayala.
Adam's parents were commenting yesterday on how
Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Mydell Adair.
Oh, cool.
Batting seventh, the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 15, Casey Prychak. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 22, Justin Ogundo. And your starting pitcher for Swift Current 57's number 35, Nikosi Dinner. And fans, let's give a warm welcome to the Swift Current Baseball T-Ball Division. We're excited to have these future stars with us at the park tonight. We have the Giants, the Rockies, the Rays, and the Blue Jays. Let's give them a warm welcome.
He can give us a good start. We'll get a chance. Yeah, we'll have a chance.
And now, fans, we ask that you please stand if you're able to and remove your hats. And please welcome Rebrin Kanye Bai. She performs O Canada.
Focused on the task at hand.
Our home and native land, true patriot love, in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Current weather conditions, beautiful day for baseball. Sunshine, 20 degrees. The wind from the northwest at 42, gusting to 68 kilometers an hour.
So, I guess I shouldn't ask him, so I can just put in for standings, right?
Yep.
So they're going for, we're batting first.
Who goes to Fairview School. He's done an important job today. You gotta say those magic words for us. Are you ready? Oh, a little bit of enthusiasm there. Let's go!
All right, welcome to Mitchell Field. Little matinee action between the Swift Current 57s and the Saskatoon Berries. Two teams that are bookending the WCBL Eastern standings. The Saskatoon Berries atop the land with a record of 7-1 and 875 winning percentage, and the Berries have won 7 in a row. The Swift Current 57s, a bit of a different tale to start 2025. 0-9 on the year in the basement of the WCBL East, and yeah, they're looking to snap that 9-game skid at the expense of Joe Carnahan and the Saskatoon Berries. The Berries top team in the WCBL right now with that 7-1 record, just a few games ahead of the Sylvan Lake Gulls, 6-3 in the WCBL West. Getting the start on the mound for the 57s is Nikosi Dinner. He's got one appearance on the year, and it was against the Saskatoon Berries at the Next Gen Berry Patch in Saskatoon. Dinner went 5 that game, allowing 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 5 along the way and walked 3, 0-1, and he will look to lower his ERA of 9 this afternoon at the expense of the Saskatoon Berries. Leading off for Saskatoon, call him the WCBL poster boy, Carter Beck, a young man who's been electrifying ballparks across the Western Canadian Baseball League, getting set for his second season here in Saskatoon. Just finished his freshman year at Indiana State. Beck, this will be his 13th at bat of the year. He's got 7 hits thus far. If you're good at math, you already know that that is a .583 batting average. And in just 12 at-bats, he already has 3 home runs. So this is going to be a tough out for Nikosi Ditter in the Swift Current 57s. First pitch fastball, and that catches the strike zone. 0-1 the count here to Beck. Righty pitcher against a lefty hitter. Phil McGee working dish tonight, calling the balls and strikes as Beck shows bunt. Fastball up and out. First base umpire is Tyler Murphy. No, that's Connor Joslin at first base. Tyler Murphy is patrolling third base tonight. 20 degrees Celsius with a little bit of a wind blowing in from left field for our American friends. That's 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Ground ball to Ditter, 1-3. And you take care of Carter Beck. Good start for Ditter in the 57s. Robert Bonilla out of El Paso, Texas will get the start on the mound for the Saskatoon Berries this afternoon. Nathan Houston to the plate, native of Melville, Saskatchewan, former member of the Moose Jaw Miller Express, hitting .278 in this young season. They got the small-town Sasky boys at the top of the order, Joe Carnahan does. You get Carter Beck out of Carnduff, Nathan Houston out of Melville, and Ethan Murdoch waiting on deck from right here in Swift Current. Graduate of the Swift Current minor ball system, as well as the Swift Current Comprehensive High School. Murdoch, a former player for the Swift Current 57s, a former bullpen catcher, and even a former bat boy. Had a lot to do with this organization, a long-standing relationship with Joe Carnahan. Ground ball, and that's gobbled up at short by Justin Ogando. Throw is a bit off target, but the tag applied by Gus Kane, and that'll do it for Nathan Houston. Nikosi Ditter out of Santa Cruz, Aruba, pitching to Luis Ayala. Gus Kane, the long, tall Texan, at first base. Rydell Adair playing second this afternoon. Justin Ogando, who engineered that 6-3 putout moments ago, as the shortstop. Wilmer Enriquez, great to see him back in the lineup. He'll be playing third base. Your outfield is Silas Hilton, Jose Ayala, and Donovan Borg going left to right as Ethan Murdoch and his ominous .357 batting average digs in now. That breeze blowing a little bit out to right field, kind of altering its trajectory as Murdoch pounds one off the shoe of Nikosi Ditter, and that'll be a solid single into center field.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 24, Mason Roel.
Ditter okay. But yeah, that might sting. That ball rocketing off the bat head, and Mason Roel out of West Bend, Wisconsin. No slouch in the batter's box, hitting .385. So 2 down, 1 on. Ethan Murdoch, known more for his power than his speed, but he's already got 4 bags on the year, so might be a threat to take off at first. Keep our eye on that situation. 57's going with the black jerseys with the orange trim, white pants. Saskatoon Berries with that purple look with the light blue lettering. Breaking ball from Ditter inside to Roel. Started him off with the fastball, went to slider. 1-1 the count here. Top of the first, scoreless so far. That wind continuing to blow, not quite the gale force velocity that we had last night. Oh, just spotted a yellow-headed blackbird on the field. Old man bird watching here. 1-2 the count with 2 away. Ethan Murdoch on the mind of Nikosi Ditter, and yeah, he's going to check him over at first. With the 1-2 count, Ditter trying to get Murdoch to chase outside the zone, or pardon me, Roel. Murdoch at first. Deuce is wild now. Berries coming into this afternoon's festivities, hitting .285 as a team. And Murdoch in motion. Catcher and second baseman not able to connect the dots, and that'll be bag number 5 on the year for the Swift Current product, Ethan Murdoch. Barry's potent offense hitting .285 as a team. 57s last night with 12 hits and a 10-5 loss. The bats came to life. 24 hours ago, the 57s team batting average was .198. Now .214 as Ditter induces a foul ball. The youth of Swift Current will chase that ball down and battle it out Hunger Games style for a nice shiny loonie, and we'll have a 3-2 count on the field here. Ethan Murdoch in scoring position. Base hit from Roel here. Could conceivably score him here in the top of the first. And time called by home plate umpire Phil McGee. Three-two pitch. And again, fouled off by Roel. He's battling here with Nkosi. Pitch number 8 of this exchange with Roel, forthcoming here. Count remains full. That was, like I mentioned, the 8th pitch of this exchange with Roel, and Ditter's 15th pitch here of the first inning. And Roel continuing to scrap with the native of Aruba. ABM Medina out of Puerto Rico on deck. Three-two pitch. Ground ball. Hit to Enriquez. And smooth as a gravy sandwich on that 5-3 putout. Ethan Murdoch left stranded out there. Saskatoon Berries, no runs on 1 hit, no 57 errors. And yes, the aforementioned Murdoch left on base. Scoreless in Swifty heading to the bottom of the first here on Flow Sports. Well, the Saskatoon Berries on the mound for them. Robert Bonilla. It's pretty cool. They're starting Bobby Bonilla this afternoon. However, I don't believe this young man makes $1 million every July 1st. This Bobby Bonilla will be his second appearance on the year. 4 innings of work. He's allowed 2 hits, only 1 earned run, struck out 4 and walked 1, 2.25 earned run average. So this young man striking guys out at a rate of 1 per inning. Balin Sorensen working back behind the plate, catching Bonilla. Turner Zadunich out of High River, Alberta, playing first. Cooper Westland at second. Nathan Houston back at short. And Mason Roel playing third tonight. Outfield is Evan Janner in left. Carter Beck in center. Ethan Murdoch patrolling right field. 1-1 the count here. Silas Hilton leading off for the 57s. Hilton, great night. 24 hours ago. Got on base every time he stepped in the batter's box. 3 hits and 2 walks, including a couple doubles. 2-1 the count here, working against Bonilla. Good take from Silas. Hitters count now. Hilton, Kane, Enriquez due up. Enriquez sitting out the last 3 games for the 57s. Nice to have him back in the lineup. Oh, the effective swinging bunt, but no, goes foul. Full count here on this Sunday afternoon game, the sun shining bright. Due to the wind, they haven't deployed the hitter's eye here in Swift Current. There's still a lot of greenery in the outfield there, but that really light blue sky, white baseball on light blue sky, may make balls a little difficult to track for hitters. Silas Hilton, low velocity ground ball to Roel. That's going to be a tough play. First baseman is taken off the bag, and Silas Hilton scraps a infield single. Hit for Silas.
Now batting, sponsored by the City of Swift Current, the first baseman, number 32, Gus Kane.
Gus Kane steps into the batter's box. And as expertly announced by Colin Powers, mentioned that he is sponsored by the City of Swift Current. Tax dollars at work. Swinging strike from Gus. Wilmer Enriquez and his .412 batting average, waiting in the on-deck area. Nice little Sunday crowd here at Mitchell Field. Ooh, Bonilla not missing by much on that 0-1 fastball. Righty on lefty, trying to paint that outside corner. 1-1 the count now. Silas Hilton, leadoff hitter and outfielder on at first base. You have to think Silas might be looking for a good opportunity to swipe a bag here. No stolen bases as of yet for Silas, no attempts. 2-1. And Gus fouls that down the first base side. 2-2 count. Balin Sorensen in that middle infield, Houston and Westland. Got to be thinking that Swift's leadoff guy may be in motion here sooner than later with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless tie. Fastball gets off the chain from Bonilla, and it's a full count now. Nice little wind blowing out to right field. As Gus chokes up for the 3-2. Hits that one a mile up in the air. However, Carter Beck gets a fine beat on that baseball and sachets underneath it for out number 1. Hilton stays put at first.
Now batting, sponsored by Seeger Rewards, the third baseman, number 30, Wilmer Enriquez.
Wilmer Enriquez out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. This inning brought to you by Simply Spiked Lemonade. Yep. First inning brought to you by Simply Spiked Lemonade. Simply Spiked. It's what the broadcaster is drinking. Only on weekends. The empty can collection in the broadcast booth not nearly as robust as it has been in years past. The Team doesn't start winning, it might grow, but manageable for now. 2-1 the count. '57s with a day off tomorrow. This is game number 5 of a 6-game homestand. Oh, swinging bunt. Always trouble. Yep. Oh, and the base pops off at first. Enriquez goes all the way to second because if you miss that throw to first, you got several acres of foul territory here at Mitchell Field. Oh, that is why I am a swinging bunt fanatic. Love it. Swinging bunt and 2 in scoring position now with only 1 out. And Donovan Borg. Borg with a solid night last night. We got to do a little field maintenance here, though, as Enriquez was rounding first. The base got dislodged. Connor Jocelyn over there. And it's not just as simple as plunking it back in, because if you get, a little bit of shale in that hole, then it's not going to fit right. So it's not as easy as it looks. Field maintenance. And nobody really in a hurry to get out and fix it. Garth, go fix the base. They got to scoop the dirt out of it first. Connor Jocelyn over there, he's like, I ain't touching it. You guys ain't paying me to look after the dang field here. Here we go. Sean Lee, assistant coach, running over to first with implement in hand. That's a first. Been working out of this broadcast booth for 20 years. Haven't seen this one yet. A dislodged base during the game. We saw a guy break a stolen base record for the league a few years ago and take the base with him, Ricky Henderson style. Nope. That should do it. Yep. It's got the Connor Jocelyn stomp of approval, so we're good to go here. Hopefully that a few moments of base maintenance didn't disrupt the 57's momentum. All right, Donovan Borg, a base hit, could score 2 here. Couple ducks on the pond here for Borg. First pitch changeup for strike 1. Jose Ayala on deck. Jose with 2 home runs and 6 RBI on the year. Borg has a couple RBI in 8 games. Chance here for 2 more. 1-1 count. Thought about it. Did he go? Negatory, says Connor Jocelyn. So Robert Bonilla and the Berries trying to get out of a bit of a jam here, but pounds the zone with that offering, and 2-2 count now to Borg. A few of those purple jerseys in the stands here. Whoa, over the head of Borg, and how about Silas Hilton coming in to score on the wild pitch? Well, good news, bad news for Robert Bonilla. The good news is you don't have a runner on your 6 anymore, which can be really distracting for pitchers. But bad news, man on third and a run in. 57s, strike first here in the bottom of 1. Full count here to Donovan Borg, and he was ready to take first on ball 4, but Philip McGee says not so fast, Eager McBeaver. Strike 3, and Borg heads back to the dugout. And that'll bring Jose Ayala to the plate. Jose Ayala, sponsored by the Fraternal Order of the Eagles. That should include a Eagles steak and egg breakfast on Sundays. Dynamite. 0-1 the count to Jose. Fouling that offering off. Hoping to bring home Wilmer Enriquez, who lines up in foul territory, as a good base runner is wont to do. Rydell Adair waiting on deck. The 0-2 to Jose. Strike three, got him. 57s are going to leave Wilmer Enriquez out there, but they get a hit and a run across the plate. And they're able to take advantage of a Saskatoon Berry error and lead 1-0. Top of the second coming up. 57s with a lead here on Flow Sports. Top of the second, 1-0 lead for the 57s. Nikosi Ditter on the mound, working against ABM Medina. Medina, 267 batting average on the year, 4 hits, 15 at bats. Ditter about to uncork pitch number 19 of his afternoon, and it is now a 3-0 count against Medina. Ditter's second start of the season, second appearance of the season. He went 5 in Saskatoon against these Berries in an eventual 9-4 loss for the 57s. Balin Sorensen, hard-nosed catcher from Monroe, Louisiana, on deck. Medina takes on the 3-0, as a wise hitter is wont to do, and still a hitter's count at 3-1 here. Righty on lefty. And, yep, sitting on fastball, and he got one. Hits that baseball on the screws into center field, and
The catcher, number 8, Balin Sorensen. If he goes out at the plate, beer will be on sale for the rest of the inning, thanks to Full Line Ag.
Balin Sorensen, who has the dubious honor of being the beer batter here. Sunday afternoon in June. Why not have a cold one? Or 2. Or 3. It's the beauty of Swift Current. It's small. Everywhere is walking distance. Or stumbling, if the situation calls for it. Runner checked at first. ABM Medina hitting a 3-1 fastball, line drive into center field to put himself at first. Oh, Ditter deals him the slippery wizard. Great breaking ball there, and 0-2 the count. Evan Janner on deck. Safe at first. Sorensen battling here with Nikosi. Sorensen, the number 6 hitter in Joe Carnahan's batting order. Another 0-2 from Ditter, breaking ball. And Sorensen not taking on that offering. 1-2 count. Nikosi Ditter pitching to Luis Ayala. Gus Kane at first, Rydell Adair, and Justin Ogondo, the middle infield. Wilmer Enriquez at third base. Outfield, Silas Hilton, Jose Ayala, and Donovan Borg. Designated hitter for the 57s this afternoon is Saskatoon's Casey Prychek. The 1-2. Fastball launched into center field. Jose Ayala back, and that's over his head. And that's going to be extra bases. Sorensen, great at bat, fell behind 0-2. And on the 4th pitch of the exchange, hits that deep to center field. The 57 center field, the outfield was playing him shallow, forcing the opposition to hit it over them on a windy day, and in that instance, Sorensen obliged. And we'll see if Nikosi Ditter and the 57's defense can Houdini themselves out of a little bit of a jam here with nobody out and 2 in scoring position. Evan Janner out of New Braunfels, Texas at the plate. Still looking for his first hit of the season. He's had only 5 tries thus far. Is Janner due? Can the Berries get a big contribution from the bottom of the order here? Ditter trying to get Janner to chase out of the zone. Nice righty on lefty pitch there that just missed the corner of the plate. The 1-1. No doubter from Nikosi. 57's off tomorrow. The Regina Red Sox are back in town. Swift has already played Regina twice as part of the 6-game homestand that they're currently on, as Janner fouls that off. Having a look at the league out-of-town scoreboard. In Regina, the Fort McMurray Giants are there to play the Red Sox. That game's just getting underway shortly. A few 2 o'clock games to tell you about. The Weyburn Beavers are in Medicine Hat, and they're all tied up at 5. Top of the 8th inning at Athletic Park. The Energy City Cactus Rats lead the Okotoks Dogs 4-2. That's an interesting one because that game's being played in Okotoks. However, Energy City is the quote-unquote home team, as their new facility in Spruce Grove, Alberta is still underway. And the home team leading 4-2 as Nikosi Ditter strikes out Janner there. Ideal scenario for the 57s is Janner with only 1 out. Had he put that ball in play, then good things could have happened offensively for the Berries. So Nikosi Ditter coming up big there at Ross Wells Park in Moose Jaw. Oof, tough afternoon in Moose Jaw. The Brooks Bombers leading the Miller Express 10-zip. And Fort McMurray and Regina doing a double header. Second game getting underway here shortly. In the first one, Regina took that one 7-4. With a runner on at second base, Luis Ayala and Nikosi Ditter want to get on the same page with signals and such, so a little strategizing happening on the mound there. One down here, and Cooper Westland at the plate, native of Lincoln, Nebraska. Westland playing shortstop this afternoon for the Berries. He was at third base last night. Righty on righty matchup here with 1 away, 1-1 the count. Medina at third base, he singled. Sorensen doubled. To bring us to this scenario right now with a couple men on. 20 degrees Celsius as of first pitch. We say hello to everyone joining us from south of the 49th parallel. 68 degrees Fahrenheit for our American friends. Breaking ball, topped it, swinging bunt. And nope, not able to connect the dots and get the runner at third. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Westland. One down. And
Now batting, the first baseman, number 7, Turner Zadunik.
Medina might have blown a tire over there as he was caught in a short rundown. He ended up safe, but had to turn on a dime to get out of trouble. And athletic trainer for the Berries is out there helping him walk it off here, and we'll see if he's able to go. Doesn't look too serious. Bases loaded opportunity for the number 9 guy in the batting order to step up here, Turner Zadunik. I believe his brother Tucker played for the Moose Jaw Miller Express once upon a time. Out of High River, Alberta. Cowboy country. So number 9 hitter, batting 174, Zadunik. Opportunity to be a popular guy in the dugout here. His team down 1 away. Sacks juiced. Ground ball double play would be ideal as Carter Beck is on deck. That's the last guy you want coming to the plate with runners in scoring position. Swinging strike. Nothing in 2 the count with 1 down. Strikeout would be okay, but ground ball for 2. Think would be the ideal scenario here. Slashed foul down the third base side by Zadunik. 1-2 the count, 1 down. Ballpark filling up a little bit here. Oh. Nkosi just off the plate with that slider. Two. Some backstop fodder from Zadunik. Saw 57's coach Rudy Estrella retrieving that foul ball. 6-game homestand. Rudy's had some adventures. He's been ejected twice. Assistant coach Sean Lee's been ran once as well, so I believe with numbers like that, the 57s are making donations to the league fine fund. Big crowd here last night. They made lots of money. Can swing it. Two-two pitch. Breaking ball. Oh, Nkosi Ditter deals him the slippery wizard. And Zadunik shaking his head as he heads back to the dugout. Not the time to breathe easy, though, as an MVP caliber young man at the plate now. Righty on lefty, Carter Beck. Yeah, batting a measly .538 coming into this at bat. Oh. Foul to the backstop. Strike 1 for Ditter and the 57s. The 0-1. Oh, check swing. Put into play. And Rydell Adair, at second base, not able to squeeze it. A run comes in. And the 57s kick the ball around a little bit and are held accountable as the Berries tie this game at 1. Swinging bunt strikes again. Well, maybe more of a low-velocity ground ball than a swinging bunt. But in any event, Berries on the board. 1-1 the score, and Swift not out of the woods yet with Nathan Houston at the plate. Fly ball into right field, and Donovan Borg makes the catch. And for the Saskatoon Berries, they hit 3, score 1. 1 Swift Current 57 error, however, 3 are left stranded. We will head to the bottom of the second inning with the 57s on the sticks, all tied up at 1. WCBL Baseball here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Mitchell Field, WCBL Baseball here on Flow Sports Live. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play action between the Swift Current 57s and the Saskatoon Berries. WCBL East Division matchup here. Rydell Adair at the plate now for the 57s, who are going to go 6, 7, 8 in their batting order against Robert Bonilla and the Saskatoon Berries. Berries lost their first game of the year and haven't dropped a decision since. Ground ball hit to third base. Roel is on target with the throw. And Adair retired, bringing up Luis Ayala.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala.
Ayala, best batting average on the team right now, hitting .429er. Just a fire selection of a walk-up song, too. Been shazamming the walk-up songs all year, adding some good tunes to the gym playlist. 1-0. Fastball. Catches the inside part of the plate. Righty-righty matchup here, Bonilla and Ayala. There's 57's in-stand guy Mitchell Cook walking behind the backstop there. We had him on last night as Ayala wears one in the bucket.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 15, Casey Prychak.
Wow. Ayala Tough as a $2 steak, wearing one in the dome and just shaking it off and taking his base. As Casey Prychek to the plate now, number 8 hitter in the batting order. 1 on and 1 out. Justin Ogondo out of the Bronx on deck. Casey Prychek at the plate. Young man from Saskatoon. Likely went to a few Saskatoon Yellow Jackets games back in the day, the former Saskatoon franchise. They were in the league until I believe it was 2014 their last year. And then Saskatoon going without a team in this league before the Berries, owned by the Saskatoon Entertainment Group, took up residence at Cairns Field last year as Prychek strikes out. 2 away, and Ogondo, the number 9 hitter, will make his way to the plate now. And try and advance Luis Ayala. Ayala hitting the mind with a stray pitch. Let's do our best to advance him after wearing one for the team. Ogondo all in with that swing, but no water in the pool. Top of the order, and Silas Hilton on deck. Hilton 3 for 3 with 2 walks last night. Got on base every time he stepped into the batter's box. 1 for 1 so far with a run scored. So slow start for Silas, but it looks like he's figured things out. Runner in motion. And Ayala in front of the tag. And it's a swiped bag for the 57's catcher. And now a runner in scoring position. Base hit could bring him in here. We're up here in the luxurious confines of the Mitchell Field press box, so it's easy for us to forget that sometimes that's, it's easy for us to not be hit by the wind as well. I think hitting would be simple, but you're dealing with probably a 35-kilometer-an-hour wind in your grill, too, that we're just not experiencing up here. But yeah, the Saskatchewan flag out in left field blowing straight towards home plate. And Ogondo, disciplined at the plate, takes a walk. Well, stay hot, Silas Hilton. Big opportunity here to give his team the lead. Hilton 6 hits on the season, 4 of them coming in the last 24 hours. Fastball just missing down. Gus Kane is in the on-deck area. Ayala in motion, hit and run is on. Hit deep, hit back, back. Oh, yeah! His last name is Hilton, but the Saskatoon Berries are temporarily in the Heartbreak Hotel after a 3-run nuke from Silas. And Swift Current takes a 4-1 lead. Silas Hilton, oppo, like taco, whammo, boom, and it's 4-1.
Now batting, sponsored by the city of Swift Current, the first baseman, number 32, Gus Kane.
Silas Hilton, whatever he's done to alter his game day routine is working. His 5th hit in the last 24 hours, and it's a 3-run nuke. Just off the plate to Gus Kane. Swinging strike. And 1-2 the count with 2 away. Well, lots of baseball left to be played here. This is only the bottom of the 2nd. And the Saskatoon Berries, one of the top offenses in the league. But the locals are fired up here in Swift as Gus Kane puts Lumber to baseball and sprays that oppo into left field. And he'll keep the bottom of the 2nd going.
Now batting, sponsored by Seeker Rewards, the third baseman, number 30, Wilmer Enriquez.
And Wilmer Enriquez, 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Oh for 1, but did reach base on error. Bonilla deals him a strike. That was pitch number 50 of the afternoon for Robert Bonilla. Chopped up the middle. And fielding that ground ball is Cooper Westland, and touching second base. Runner forced out at second, but the Swift Current 57s and Silas Hilton with an electrifying shot to right field. 3 runs on 2 hits, no Berry errors, and 1 runner left on base. 4-1 57s. Top of the 3rd is next here on Flow Sports.
3 runs, 2 hits, no errors.
Welcome back to Mitchell Field, top of the 3rd, and Ethan Murdoch leading off for the visiting Saskatoon Berries, who have got themselves a little bit of deficit to worry about here. A 3-run home run from Silas Hilton has put the 57s up 4-1. Murdoch, Roel, Medina, 3-4-5 in their batting order. 0-2, Nikosi, breaking ball, and Ethan Murdoch is able to put Lumber to baseball for a single into right field.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 24, Mason Ruel.
So Mason Roel, nobody out. Ethan Murdoch at first. Murdoch came into this game with 4 stolen bases. He already has his 5th. as he swiped a bag in the first inning. Nikosi Ditter focusing on the hitter now, Roel. Opposite field shot, that could be trouble. And a long strike for Nikosi Ditter. That one looked good off the bat head, but just sailed into foul territory. Got about a 40-kilometer-an-hour wind blowing in from left field that could certainly factor into things as this game carries on. 1-1 the count. Nikosi Ditter, starting pitcher from Santa Cruz, Aruba. And trying to catch Ethan Murdoch riding dirty. Murdoch dirties up those white pants to stay safe. Breaking ball from Ditter, just off the plate. Two one. Just below the knees on that offering. Hitters count now. Got to be careful dealing with Mason Roel. It's a big body at the plate. Yep, hitters count. And line drive. Oppo into right field. Murdoch gallops to second. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. There's Mitchell at the bottom of your screen. He was on the broadcast last night. When he's not being the 57's game day guy, he's the executive director of Tourism Swift Current. Spreading the word about all the fun things to do for visitors to the region. Mitchell Field Seagulls are getting pretty brave, getting closer and closer to the field every time they pass. It's not quite Levi's Stadium in San Francisco in the late innings, but we're getting there. 1-1 the count. One hopper. Murdoch will gallop to third base. Roel stays put at first. Roel, one stolen base on the year. You got to think he's going to try and swipe a bag here sooner or later. He's got the oven mitt on that the guys who like to steal bases have. 2-2 the count. Get a guy with that oven mitt at first. You know he's going at some point. Yep, keep him in check. Well, there's a well-hit ball into right field, hit back, and goodbye. ABM Medina, 3-run home run. Nice little slugfest going on here. A little bit of anything you can do, I can do better. And Medina ties this game up with one swing of the bat, bringing in Roel and Murdoch.
Now batting the full line beer batter, the catcher, number 8, Galen Sorensen.
He pimped that one a little bit. Not exactly Jose Bautista 2015, but a little pimpage on that home run. Breaking ball. Balin Sorensen at the plate now. Yeah, how long can you keep this potent offense from Saskatoon at bay? No shortage of talent, some big names capable of putting up big numbers. Strike three, great bounce back from Nikosi Ditter. You give up that 3-run nuke and you go right after a capable guy like Balin Sorensen and strike him out.
Beer is on sale, 2 for $11 at the Dunkin' Energy beer booth until the end of the inning. Takes the full line A.
Love to see that from Ditter.
Left fielder number 9, Evan Janner.
You give up a blast and you go right after the next guy and strike him out. Good character strikeout there as Evan Janner comes to the plate now. Still looking for his first hit of the season, 0 for 6 coming into this at bat. Nobody out, 1 on. Cooper Westland on deck. Two and 1 count. Well, wind gusting a little bit more. '57s and Berries back and forth in this afternoon contest. Strike three, got him looking, and back-to-back strikeouts now for Nikosi Ditter.
Anderson and Company Law Firm strikeout for Nikosi Ditter. Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Cooper Westland.
And Cooper Westland, 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Well, love that from Ditter. Gives up a home run and then back-to-back strikeouts to follow. Board signs in the outfield getting a bit sparse there as a few didn't survive the gale force winds of the weekend. Not supposed to be as windy tomorrow. Things slowing down a little bit. 57's off tomorrow, and then Tuesday night, the Regina Red Sox are back in town to conclude this 6-game homestand for Swift Current. The 2-1. There's a line drive into your living room. Fouled straight back. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Nikosi Ditter, 75 pitches on the afternoon. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. As the fans in Mitchell Field trying to clap this guy out. Strike 3, got him. A trifecta of strikeouts after that 3-run home run. Abia Medina tied the game with that 3-run blast, and Nikosi Ditter struck out the next 3. We're all tied up at 4 here in Swift Current. The 57s and the Berries on Flow Sports. Donovan Borg leading off for the 57s. 2-0 count here against Bobby Bonilla. 52 pitches deployed by Bonilla thus far. And 3 good takes from Borg. Bonilla not far off the plate, but 3-0 count here. 4-4 the score. These teams trading 3-run home runs. 57s and Silas Hilton in the bottom of the second, and then the top of the third. ABM Medina replied for the Berries. 3-1 count to Borg. Ground ball off the pitcher's mound. Westland makes it look easy. Good hustle from Borg, almost legged it out. But Westland in the nick of time with the 4-3 putout. Jose 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. 57 center fielder will try and get something going here in the bottom of the third inning in this tie ball game with the Saskatoon Berries. Berries starting to limber up personnel in their bullpen. I know talking to Joe Carnahan about his pitching situation, it's going to be a bit of a challenge getting his guys in as of right now, Joe's used 20 different pitchers this year. He's got a very robust staff to work with. By contrast, the 57s have only had 10 different guys take the mound this year. What I'm saying is the Berries need a bigger bus than the 57s do to shuttle everyone around the league. It's a very robust bullpen. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball. Oh, line drive from Jose Ayala. Good piece of hitting there. Fell behind in the count. Made a defensive swing look offensive. And now Rydell Adair, who's 0 for 1. A little bit of a breeze blowing in from left field. And Adair, tries to do a little bit of oppo hitting. Foul down the third base side. And 0-1 the count with 1 down. Ayala heads back to first. Jose 0 for 1 in the stolen base department. But as referenced earlier, he's got that oven mitt on. Primed for a swipe bag. Ground ball, potential for double play here. Nope. Quick assessment of the situation from Westland, and he realized that Jose Ayala had a good jump on that, and 2 wasn't going to be a thing. So he elects for the safe play to throw to Adair at first. Ayala advances, 2 down. And now Lewis will try and bring home twin brother Jose. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Lewis hit by a pitch his last time up. There's a shot into center field. Jose being sent home. Rudy Estrella sending Jose Ayala home. And the brothers Ayala connect. It's 5-4 Swift. RBI single for Lewis.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 15, Casey Prychak.
Smooth reggae for walk-up music for Casey Prychak. Runner in motion. Oh, let's do some hit and run, boys. Love to see it. Two-out hit and run.
Now batting the shortstop, number 22, Justin Ogando.
As the 57s put together a little bit of offense here. Three hits in a row. Well, 3 of the last 4 hits. Beg your pardon. Jose Ayala, Luis Ayala, and Casey Prychek. Rydell Adair grounding out in there, but advancing Jose into scoring position so that he was able to come home. So Adair doing his part in the process here. 1-1 the count. Justin Ogando, the number 9 hitter in the batting order. Walked his last time up. Topped it. And a 1-3 putout will strand a couple, but the 57s do get 1 across the plate. 1 run on 3 hits, no Barry errors, and a couple left on. Top of 4 coming up, 5-4, 57s here on Flow Sports. (9-1-2) due up for the Saskatoon Berries. Turner Zadunik, Carter Beck, Nathan Houston, barring any substitutions by Berries coach Joe Carnahan. Zadunik swinging strike. 1-2 the count. Second time facing Nikosi Ditter. Third time through the order on deck for the Berries. We're in the top of the 4th inning and a 5-4 57's lead. Ground ball, Rydell Adair, 4-3. And Zadunik heads back to the dugout. And that'll bring dynamic outfielder, Saskatchewan product, Carter Beck to the plate. Breaking ball. Not going to be playable for Wilmer Enriquez. Long strike for Nikosi Ditter. Beck 1 for 2 with an RBI. Now hitting at a .571 rate this season. Ditter deals him a fastball, 0-2 the count, so Beck will step out of the batter's box, tighten up the gloves, and ponder what he might see with the count 0-2. Off the glove of Ditter. Ditter recovers and flips to first for the 1-3. And once again, the 57's able to keep Beck at bay. And Nathan Houston to the plate. From Melville, Saskatchewan. Ground ball. Charged by Enriquez. Oh, a 5-3 put out. Oh, that was slick. He made that look easy. The 5-3. He took it on the run like Speedwagon. I'm going to keep on loving that. 5-4, 57's heading to the bottom of the fourth here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Swift Current 57s and Saskatoon Berries here on Flow Sports. 5-4, the Berries lead it. Robert Bonilla stands relieved, and Joe Carnahan and the Saskatoon Berries better call Saul. Michael Saul being deployed here. This will be his third appearance of the year. He's worked 2 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned. Struck out 5 and walked 2 with a 3.37 earned run average. Bonilla went 3 innings, allowing 6 hits, 5 earned runs. Struck out 3 and walked 1, facing 18 along the way. Silas Hilton leading off for the 57. Silas, what a 24 hours he's had. 3 for 3 last night at the plate with 2 walks. 2 for 2 this afternoon with a 3-run tank. And he'll wear one in the bicep. So Hilton has got on base in his last 8 at-bats. That's filthy. Sometimes that happens with guys, you know, just a switch goes and boom. Michael Saul out of Omaha, Nebraska. Joe Carnahan started coaching in the league in 2008. And if there's one city in North America that's been good to Joe, both in his time here and in Saskatoon, it's Omaha, Nebraska. Specifically that University of Nebraska at Omaha. Brought in a lot of guys that helped win championships for him here in Swift Current. And sadly for the 57s, that pipeline rerouted to Saskatoon, but that's a program, that UNO program. It's been great for Joe over the years. And they've enjoyed sending him players. They send him guys, they get better, and he sends them right on back. 2-2 the count now to Gus Kane. Runner on at first. Kane thought about chasing that pitch that was just a little bit off the plate. Philip McGee working dish this afternoon. Gus Kane hits that a mile up in the air. Right fielder Ethan Murdoch underneath that one to make the catch. Murdoch knows how to negotiate the Swift Current curve. He's played a lot of baseball in this facility, a product of the Swift Current minor ball system. Wilmer Henriquez steps up to the plate. Great hustle from the 57's bat boy there. Young fella. He's bringing his A game this afternoon. Wilmer's due. 368 average on the year and 0 for 2 thus far. Oh, Enriquez hit back. Carter Beck, though, on his horse and makes the catch. Beck just doing a great job of reading that off the bat head. And the athletically inclined young man from Cardiff into the glove for out number 2. And now Donovan Borg from St. Clair, Michigan. 57's with a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner on at first for Borg. Silas Hilton, the runner at first. Leadoff guy who plays outfield. No stolen bases on the year as of yet for Silas. No oven mitt. Maybe that's just not part of the Silas Hilton package. That wind blowing in from left field. Occasionally it shifts to provide a tailwind to right. Ground ball from Borg. Houston flips that to Westland, who's covering second. And that'll do it for the Swift Current 57s. No runs by either team in the 4th inning. Top of the 5th coming up, and the 57s still lead at 5-4 here on Flow Sports. Ethan Murdoch leading off for the purple-clad baseball team from Saskatoon. Three, 4, 5, working against Nikosi Ditter in the Swift Current 57s. Murdoch, Roel, Medina. Medina has that 3-run home run. Fastball inside to Murdoch. 2-0 count to the dangerous hitter from Southside Swift Current. Oh, swinging bunt. Off the plate, dead ball. 2-1. Ethan Murdoch draws a walk.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 24, Mason Roel.
First walk issued by Nikosi Ditter on the afternoon as Mason Roel makes his way to the plate. Ditter 91 pitches. '57s with tomorrow off. Nobody really limbering up in the bullpen. They're going to try and ride Nikosi for as long as they can here. West Bend, Wisconsin's Mason Roel. Ethan Murdoch at first, already with a stolen base on the afternoon, and Ditter keeps him in check. Murdoch looking like he might take off at first, but pumps the brakes. Five strikeouts to just one walk for Nikosi Ditter on the afternoon, who checks Murdoch, safe at first. You can see the 5 Ks on the score box there on your feed in the top right corner of the screen. And there you can see the pristine playing surface here at Mitchell Field. 1-1 the count. Roel with a blast straight back. As Nikosi Ditter gets closer to 100 pitches, somebody stretching in the bullpen now. No bullpen catcher deployed and nobody throwing as of yet, but there's a long strike for Ditter. Foul ball. Hit hard, but well on the wrong side of the foul pole by Roel. 1-2 the count. Nikosi Ditter pitching to Luis Ayala. Gus Kane at first. Wright Aladir playing second. Justin Ogondo is the shortstop. Wilmer Enriquez, the third baseman. Silas Hilton, Jose Ayala, and Donovan Borg make up the outfield. Breaking ball. Oh, that's a fair ball down the third base line. Ethan Murdoch, they'll pump the brakes with nobody out at third, and Roel with a stand-up double at second. A few umpires in the stands disagreeing with Philip McGee's fair ball assessment.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 31, Abian Medina.
And Abian Medina to the plate, who hit a 3-run home run the last time he was up. And 2 on base for him again. Luis Ayala, taking a slow walk to the pitcher's mound to do a little strategizing with Nikosi Ditter here with runners on at second and third. And as Ditter closes in on 100 pitches, maybe just to give him an extra moment or two to recoup in between throws here. Ditter 95 pitches on the afternoon, 65 for striker contact, 30 outside the zone. Two on. Breaking ball down to Medina. Balin Sorensen, the catcher, is on deck. Infield in for the 57s, trying to keep everything in front of them with nobody out and 2 on. Breaking ball from Nikosi Ditter, 2-0 count. And a line drive into center field. A couple are going to come in to score here, and the Berries tie it and take the lead with one swing of the bat. Abian Medina now has 5 RBI on the afternoon.
Now batting, the full-line here batter, the catcher, number 8, Balin Sorensen.
6 runs for the Berries, 5 of them off the stick of Medina, as Balin Sorensen, who's 1 for 2, Struck out in one of those 2 at-bats. 257 on the year. 6-5, the Berries lead it. And back and forth we go on this one. Breaking ball. Shot to center field. Jose Ayala dives and makes the catch. Jose Ayala. Jose says no way. And snares that in the leather. Big fan of the diving catch in center field. And now Evan Janner. Nikosi Ditters had his number this afternoon. Janner 0 for 2, striking out twice. And who's that warming up in the 57's bullpen now? Newcomer for the 57's. Shunta Furua warming up in the bullpen. Right-handed pitcher. Ditter just threw his 100th pitch. So one of the newcomers for the 57's, Furua, warming up. Fastball from Ditter. Still looks to be upper 80s, maybe even touching 90 with that fastball. 101 pitches into his afternoon. 2-1 the count now to Janner. Quick check of the runner at first. Bottom of the 5th inning brought to you by Simply Spiked Lemonade. Simply Spiked Lemonade. It's Sunday afternoon. Why not have another? It's one of the beauties of being your own boss. I think I'll give myself the day off tomorrow. Yep. It's been a grind. Yeah, fifth night in a row with a home game, eh? Grinding. Ooh, find a lake somewhere. How is the popcorn here? Oh, burgers are good. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Can Nikosi Ditter strike out Janner for the 3rd time this afternoon? Oh. First base pickoff. Little bit of an adventure there as the runner and first baseman collide. Three-two pitch. Fouled off. Janner battling with Nikosi. Pitch number 107 from Ditter. Popped up. Playable. Heads up, everybody. Nope. Was waiting for that to hit the roof of the broadcast booth here. And it's loud when it does. A couple times a year. And it's still like, when it happens, just kind of makes you jolt a little bit. It's a bit of a jump scare. Something you don't get used to. Been working up here for 20 years, and yet when it happens, there you go, strikes him out. 3rd time, Janner goes down.
And that's another Anderson and Company Law Firm strikeout for Nikosi Ditter. Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Cooper Westland.
Janner's a big kid. When he figures it out, could be dangerous. And I think this is going to be it for Nikosi Ditter. 108 pitches on the afternoon. Yeah, that's a good start. 57s needed a good start from Ditter, and they got one. They got 4 2/3 out of him. 5 earned runs, struck out 6 and only walked 1. And, well, they're not going to take the baseball from him just yet, it looks like. They're going to give Furiua another little bit to warm up. Philip McGee's the fun police coming to bust up this meeting on the mound, or maybe join it. Yeah, they're going to give Nicosi the opportunity to go 5 here. Cooper Westland, who's hitting .259 and 0 for 2, striking out once. Stepping into the batter's box to face Ditter for the 3rd time. So pitch number 109 from Nicosi, about to rip here. It's a fastball about letter height inside. 1-0 count. Runner on at first, 2 away here. 6-5, the Berries lead it. They've put up a crooked number here in the 5th. Ground ball. Ogando on the backhand. And the catch made at first. Great athleticism by Ogando. Oh, that's a tough play. Takes it on the backhand. On target to Gus Kane. 1 is left stranded for the Berries, but they do bring in 2. 109 pitches thrown by Nicosi Ditter. He will likely not return in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Swift with a little catching up to do. 6-5 Berries here on Flow Sports.
2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on after 4.5 innings.
Jose Ayala fouling off the first pitch here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Michael Saul working an inning for the Berries, facing 4. No runs, no hits, no strikeouts, no walks as of yet. Oh, he's going to strike out Jose. High fastball on the 0-2. Fastball letter high, as you often see on an 0-2. Rydell Adair, who's 0 for 2, Swift Current product. Saul, nice pitch. Righty on lefty, painting that outside corner. His teams have traded leads a few times. Berries in the 57, 6-5 the score. Berries 9 hits to the 57's 6. Each team's hit a 3-run home run. Silas Hilton for the 57s and Abier Medina for the Berries. Adair thought about chasing that fastball low and away with the count 0-2 and keeps the sword sheathed for a 1-2 count. Saul really trying to work that pitch low and away and just get a piece of that outside part of the plate, but got to bring it in a little bit more. Did he go? No, he didn't. Says Tyler Murphy, third base umpire. The 3-2. Fastball. Hops away from Sorensen, and that's ball 4 to Adair. He'll take first.
Now batting the catcher, number 8, Luis Ayala.
Luis Ayala, 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch, hitting .455 on the year. Best batting average in the 57's lineup. Fastball and a called strike by home plate umpire Philip McGee. One and one on that breaking ball that dropped out of the zone. Casey Prychek on deck. Called strike to Lewis. Ground ball. Charged at third, potential for 2 here, 5-4. Nope, they're not able to turn 2. As Roel gets the force at second, but that's all they get. Out of town scoreboard, the Medicine Hat Mavericks with a 11-5 win over the Weyburn Beavers at Athletic Park in Medicine Hat earlier this afternoon. Final score in Okotoks, the Okotoks Dogs beating the Energy City Cactus Rats 5-4. Energy City, the home team for that game in Okotoks, as their facility is still under construction. The Brooks Bombers with a 10-2 win over the Moose Jaw Miller Express at Ross Wells Park earlier this afternoon. Tough outing for the Miller Express. And the Fort McMurray Giants with a 7-4 win over the Regina Red Sox. Or pardon me, Regina beating Fort Mac 7-4. Casey Prychek at the plate now in a 6-5 ball game favoring the Saskatoon Berries. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 on for Swift Current. Fastball in. 2-1. As Shunta Furiua continues to warm up for the 57s. And he will likely be deployed for his first appearance as we get to the top of the 6th inning after the 57s are all done here in the bottom of the 5th. Nkosi Ditter, 109 pitches, likely won't be back for the 6th. Check swing by Prychek. He did not, and it'll be a full count now with 2 away. Luis Ayala at first base, got there via fielder's choice. 3-2. And Prychek's going to keep battling. Foul ball down the first base side. Colin Powers, just a sensational job on the organ. Three-two, runner in motion, 2 out, and Prychek strikes out. 1 is left stranded as the 57s aren't able to get anything going offensively in the bottom of the 5th. Top of 6 coming out. Here comes Shunta Furiua for the 57s. 6-5, the Saskatoon Berries lead it here on Flow Sports. All right, brief meeting on the mound. Luis Ayala and Shunta Furua, new pitcher for the 57s. Furua out of Kanagawa, Japan, and went to Westcliff University, where he just finished his freshman year. Nikosi Ditter, 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, struck out 6 and walked 1, facing 26 batters. Ground ball induced by Furua. He's going to scurry over to first, and they're not able to connect the dots on the 3-1 putout. He hurried over there, but induced a ground ball. Runner on, and, well, welcome to the league, kid. Here's Carter Beck for you to deal with. First appearance for Furua. Leisurely pickoff move to first. I'm going to guess that's not his best. Keep him guessing. Yeah, there you go. A little more gusto on that pickoff attempt. Fastball about eye level to Beck. Well, you want to talk about baptism by fire. Here you go, Shunta. Face the best hitter in the league. 1-1 the count. He's able to throw that pickoff move to first just as quick as a hiccup there. 1-1. In the dirt, blocked by Ayala. Berries with a 6-5 lead. Nobody out. Runner on at first. Beck. Ground ball to Kane. And are they able to turn 2? Not quite. Unassisted put out at first. They went for a 3-6 double play. Beck grounds out to first. Runner advances to second. Man in scoring position now for Nathan Houston, who is uncharacteristically 0 for 3 this afternoon. Houston played his summer ball in Moose Jaw last year for the Miller Express. Showing bunt with 1 down and a runner on at second. Breaking ball from Furua. Saskatoon Berries 7-1. Atop the WCBL East. Medicine Hat Mavericks 9-2. Ground ball. And Wilmer Enriquez with a nice little 5-3 putout. Furua inducing some ground balls here. 2 ground balls to first, 1 to third as Ethan Murdoch steps in. Regina Red Sox, middle of that WCBL East with a 6-3 record. Moose Jaw falling below 500 after getting blown out by Brooks this afternoon. They're 4-5 now. Weyburn 2-7, and then Swift Current still looking for their first W. Fly ball. Donovan Borg makes the catch. And Furua gets through that inning relatively quickly, only needing 8 pitches to do so against the top of a very good batting order. That's encouraging. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It is still a 6-5 Saskatoon Berries lead here on Flow Sports. 9-1-2 due up for the 57s here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Justin Ogando leading off. Ogando, Hilton, Kane. Justin out of the Bronx. 0 for 1 this game with a walk and a run scored. 6-5, the 57s trail it. That is a foul ball down the first base side. Just had the dizzy bat races in between innings. Couple of kids going toe-to-toe. Always entertaining. The 1-2. Ogando chases the high heat and strikes out. Michael Saul out of Omaha, Nebraska. 2 1/3 innings now, striking out 3 and walking 1. 57's offense hasn't been able to get much going with Saul on patrol on the mound. Top of the order in Silas Hilton. Can Silas be stopped? 2 for 2 this afternoon. Ground ball, third base. First baseman taken off the bag, but Hilton is tagged, and Silas, who had successfully reached base 8 times in a row, is finally solved by the Berries. Between hits, home runs, and walks, Berries, in their previous 8 tries, hadn't been able to take care of Silas until just now. So 2 quick outs for Michael Saul in the Berries defense, and that'll bring Gus Kane to the plate, who's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Towering fly ball. They got a fine beat on that one at the Swift Current International Airport with their sensitive instrumentation, and the catches made by Carter Beck in center field. And a quick top of the 6th for Saul and his Berries, who still lead the 57 6-5 here on Flow Sports. Mason Roel leading off here for the Saskatoon Berries in the top of the 7th inning. Yeah, 7th inning. Wow, we're flying through things now. Plenty of offense in the 2nd and 3rd inning. I thought we were going to be here a while, but a few zeros put up since then on the scoreboard. Roel, Medina, Sorensen due up, barring any substitutions by Berries bench boss Joe Carnahan. 1-2 the count. This Roel out of West Bend, Wisconsin. He doesn't look like he skips too many meals or workouts. Big dude. Breaking ball. Almost got him. Roel, 2 for 3, and has touched home plate twice, hitting .438 on the year. Shunta Furuya on the mound for the 57s, his second inning of work. Just threw his 13th pitch of the afternoon. First appearance for the 57s, Furuya, native of Kanagawa, Japan. Line drive, Ogando at short, right where he needs to be.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 31, Abiam Medina.
Abiam Medina, 5 RBI on the afternoon. 3 hits, had a 3-run home run, and has driven in 2 more. Yeah, 5 RBI. So he's been responsible for 5 of the 6 Barrie runs here. Top of the 7th. First afternoon game of the year for the 57s. Feels weird that we're getting set for the 7th inning stretch with the sun still high in the sky. Got to make an adjustment. Wind's still blowing a little bit, not as heavy as it has been. Another ground ball induced by Furuya. And 0-2 the count. The Seagulls are getting vocal here. They've been flying around, but now they're starting to squawk a little bit. They're telling the 57s to start selling French fries. Seagulls love French fries. Oh, onion rings would go hard right now. Furuya, a little bit of a stutter step on the delivery there, varying the cadence of the release. 1-2 the count. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play. A big shout-out to our IT specialist, Joe Collinson, keeping things rolling here. And strike 3 called there to Medina. And shouting out Janelle Matthews as well, working the online scoreboard here too. She's got the iPad going. All the information in the top left corner of your screen. Compliments of Janelle. You've been multitasked this year. Like 50-50 concession. Were you working there? Beer booth tickets, yeah. Work the Skyline deck too? Can you coach? Let's get you hitting for the cycle here. Third base coach, first base coach. Get you doing a mound visit or two. 0-2 the count. Who's this at the plate here? Balin Sorensen. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He has struck out and also provided a hit. 0-2 the count. Furuya, deals him a curveball. Nice little 12-6 on that. Timed out by Sorensen for a foul ball. Put the lumber on it to stay alive in the exchange. Furuya, that was pitch number 21 of his afternoon. Tries to work the outside corner, righty on righty. The 1-2. Change up. Sorensen out in front of it, but makes contact as that ball hits the backstop. Evan Janner on deck. Another 1-2 from Furuya. Breaking ball. Oh, that curveball just above the belt. That Seagull getting right in on the action. We don't need a Randy Johnson episode here. They're loving the wind. Two-two pitch. Deals another curveball. Popped up. Could be trouble. Right Adair. Second baseman is able to get a fine beat on that baseball and track it down. And that'll do it for the Saskatoon Berries. Nothing doing for the offensive-minded purple-clad squad from Saskatchewan here. No runs in the seventh. We will stretch and be back with the bottom of the seventh. 6-5, Berries lead it here on Flow Sports.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
New pitcher for the Saskatoon Berries. Right-hander Clay Mixon enters the game. This will be appearance number 3 on the year for 44 Purple. 2.1 innings of work. He's allowed 2 hits, no walks, and struck out 6. 1 save on the year. And as of right now, has a spotless ERA as he enters this ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Also worth noting that he has a sweet mustache. As Enriquez fouls that pitch off, 1-2 the count. Native of Baytown, Texas. Mixon on the mound here. Michael Saul, 3 innings of work, struck out 3 and walked 1. No earned runs or runs of any sort on his watch. Did he go? No, he didn't, says first base umpire Connor Jocelyn. 2-2 count here. The wind not howling, but still blowing significantly in from left field. Full count to Wilmer Enriquez, leading off for the 57s. Donovan Borg on deck. And Mixon, ball 4. Balin Sorensen was ready to celebrate a strikeout, and Mixon kind of curious as to where that pitch missed. So Donovan Borg at the plate now. Donovan 0 for 3 on the afternoon. He struck out once. Tops that ball foul. The 0-1. Swinging strike. Out in front of that pitch was Borg. Fastball just off the plate. Oh, I'm good, but thank you for offering. Janelle's got the popcorn going as Donovan Borg strikes out. Popcorn, when you're talking, you get a stray kernel every now and then. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I know you're studying to become a nurse. Do you know the Heimlich in the event? Okay, good, good. Sweet. I feel that much safer in your presence. Ground ball from Ayala, 4, 6, and 3. Well, if you like double plays, then there you go. That'll tickle your fancy there as the 57s end up going 3 up, 3 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th, top of the 8th inning coming up, and still a 6-5 Berries lead here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Mitchell Field. Top of the 8th inning, 6-5 the score. The way we were putting up runs earlier this game, I thought we were going to be here a while, but defense has taken over. And there's a hard hit ground ball to Gus Kane by Evan Janner. Janner now 0 for 4 on the afternoon. As Cooper Westland out of Lincoln, Nebraska makes his way up. 0 for 3, striking out once. Shunta Furiua, 27 pitches for the 57s up till now. Nikosi Ditter going 5 innings for the 57s, over 100 pitches, 5 earned runs, struck out 6 and walked 1. Maybe a few more earned runs than you'd like, but a good start for Nikosi against a team that's really, really good with the lumber in the Saskatoon Berries. Shunta Furiua, oh, that curveball's nice. Just missed. A little bit down, but good 12-6 movement on the breaking ball from the native of Kanagawa, Japan. The 1-1. Oh, getting cagey with the bunt. Turner Zadunik out of High River, Alberta on deck. Ever been to High River? Yeah, it's just south of Calgary near Okotoks there. Unreal.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. 5,000 or 6,000 every game at Okotoks. Oh, yeah. No, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Okotoks dogs.
I didn't know you could talk while you were.
Great game day experience. Oh, yeah. We're late innings now. We're just BSing to fill time here. For you, we're talking baseball. At the rate that he's going, he might. Question was, is for you, are going to finish this game out? 33 pitches right now. Once through the order, so far so good. There's a high fly ball. Donovan Borg in right field. Makes the catch for out number 2. Turner Zadunik from the aforementioned community of High River. Rodeo town, kind of a cowboy community, but they have, I don't know if it's still there, Unreal Mexican Restaurant. Can't remember the name of it. If you Google High River Mexican Restaurant, you should be able to find it. Downtown, great spot. Authentic. 1-0 count. Rio Alto, that's what it's called. Rio Alto, authentic Mexican food. Went in High River. Well, and a lot of folks listening to this, I mean, they'll be in Okotoks at some point if they're doing the WCBL tour, and High River's like just 10 minutes down the road, so worth the drive. And Zadunik puts a little Rio Alto on that baseball and finds his way to first base as the 57s were unable to get a handle on it. And oh, here we go. Carter Beck to the plate now. Second time through the order for Shinta Furiua. This will be, how he does from here on out will be a big factor into how much further he goes in this one. Second time through the order. Second time against Carter Beck here. Runner on, 2 out. It's cool that we get to see this young man now because he's going to be playing pro ball somewhere in the not-too-distant future. 1-0 count to Beck. Runner checked at first. Just missing inside. The 2-0 with 2 away. And a line drive past the outstretched glove of Rydell Adair. Good heads-up base running by the lead runner, Zadunik. With 2 out, he was in motion and just blew past second base en route to third. So runners on the corners here. Nathan Houston at the plate. Runners on the corners, 1-run ball game late in the contest. Wouldn't be surprised if in the next little sequence here they have Beck steal second and then try and bring Zadunik home from third. Classic Joe move. Only a 1-run ball game here. Little insurance would be ideal for the Berries here. 6-5 the score. 0-1 the count. Ground ball to Adair. And 4-3 put out, and there you go. A couple of Berries are left stranded. And the 57s get themselves out of trouble. Good job by Shinta Furiua. 32 pitches. Nothing doing on his watch. Bottom of the 8th coming up. And the 57s with a 6-5 lead here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Swift Current 57s and the Saskatoon Berries. Noah McCombs in to pitch for Saskatoon. McCombs, this is his second appearance. He's worked 1 inning and has an ERA of 0, walking 1 hitter. So not much to tell you about statistically for Noah McCombs, brought in here as late in this contest. Joe Carnahan getting some work in for as many pitchers as he can here as Rydell Adair hits into a 4-3. McCombs out of Kansas as Lewis Ayala makes his way to the plate. Lewis 1 for 2 with a run scored, and he has an RBI, 2. Bottom of the 8th inning, 6-5 lead for the Saskatoon Berries. Called strike. Braxton Vale warming up in the on-deck area, hitting where Casey Prychek was in the batting order. So Rudy Estrella with his team down 1, pinch hitting Vale. Trying to get some offense going here. 57s haven't had a run since the 3rd inning. Silas Hilton had that 3-run tank in the 2nd. McCombs throws Mick ball 2. That wind still blowing in from left, not as hefty as it was earlier this game. Oh! And Ayala, where's that one right in the number 8? That one stung.
Now batting, pinch hitter number 18, Braxton Vale.
So Braxton Vale into pinch hit as he goes through his pre-at-bat routine. Justin Ogando on deck. Vale hitting where Casey Prychek was in the lineup. Prychek was 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Braxton hitting .294 on the year. 5 hits and 17 at-bats. Has a triple this season. Vale out of Pueblo, Colorado. Thought about swinging at that McCombs offering. Held off for ball 1. Tying run represented by Lewis Ayala at first base, who was hit by a pitch moments ago. Bottom of the inning, 6-5 the score. 57's trying to snap a 9-game losing streak. And on the flip side of things, Berries have won 7 in a row. They're trying to keep that hot streak going, but Braxton Vale puts lumber to baseball and blasts that into right field. Line drive shot. Vale finds something he can drive and does so. And now Justin Ogando to the plate with 1 down. And Balin Sorensen going to have a quick chat with McCombs. McCombs with a runner on his 6, so they'll talk a little bit of strategy maybe and go over some signals. Can't have anything as simple as 1 being fastball, 2 being curveball with a runner on your 6 who's able to see that, so make sure they're on the same page. Only the 2nd appearance of the year for McCombs in this young season. Teams have combined for 18 hits this afternoon. Berries with 11, 57s with 7 hits. Swift Current trailing and in danger of losing their 10th in a row, but these past 2 games against Saskatoon, some offense has been there. 5 runs last night, 5 runs tonight. they're a team that, frankly, hadn't been able to get anything going offensively prior to this weekend, so they have something to build on now. Nothing in 2, the count to Ogando. Ground ball, potential for 2 here, and no, that one put into play off the plate or maybe off the person of Ogando. Count remains nothing in 2. Ayala and Vale back to their station. Top of the order and Silas Hilton on deck. Day off tomorrow for the 57s. After playing for 5 consecutive nights. Game number 6 of a 6-game homestand on Tuesday night. 1 and 2, the count to Ogando. That Tuesday night game, Regina Red Sox are in town for their 3rd visit of the year. A very Regina-heavy schedule in June, as has been the case over the past few years. One and 2, the count. 1 down. And Ogando continuing to scrap here with Noah McCombs. Pitch number 17 for McCombs coming on in relief. Robert Bonilla got the start for Saskatoon, going 3 innings, 5 earned runs, striking out 3 and walking 1. Michael Saul then came in, struck out 3 and walked 1, worked 3 innings. Clay Mixon last inning, struck out 1 and walked 1. And now Noah McCombs, 4th pitcher used by Saskatoon Berries. 2-2 pitch, forthcoming here from McCombs. And he gets Ogando. 2 down, top of the order, and Silas Hilton. Hilton 2 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. He had that 3-run home run way back in the 2nd inning. Base hit could tie this game here. Hilton all in with that swing. 0-1 the count. Tying run represented by Ayala at second base. Hilton, ground ball, bobbled at first. Is anyone going to be there to cover? Yeah, you got to be good to be lucky, and Silas Hilton able to scrap his way on base. Bit of an adventure for Zadunik at first, and now Gus Kane. Kane 1 for 4 this afternoon. And Joe Carnahan out of the dugout. And Joe's going to go to his bullpen here. And how do you like this? Former Swift Current 57's pitcher Clevert Martina coming in to try and close things down for the Saskatoon Berries. Clevert out of Curacao spent his summer in Swift Current last year where he was the WCBL strikeout leader. And his assignment now is to try and lock it down against his former team. Clevert this year, 2 appearances, 3 innings of work. He's allowed 2 hits, 2 earned runs, hasn't walked anybody yet, has struck out 4. He's got 1 save and an ERA of 6. We know that he throws hard. Capable of breaking 90 with the fastball. And he's going to come in here. He's going to come in with bases loaded. And his assignment will be Gus Kane. So can Clavert Martina be the coffin nail against his former team? Tying run represented by Martina's former teammate, Jose Ayala. 90 feet away. 6-5, the Saskatoon Berries lead it. Gus Kane 1 for 4. Wilmer Enriquez will hit after him. Enriquez, it's his first time playing. He missed the last 3, but back in the lineup. Enriquez 0 for 3 with a walk this afternoon. 350 average on the year. So Gus Kane ready to dig in against the league's reigning strikeout king, Clavert Martina. Another Swift Current connection on this Barrie squad. Kane fouls off the first offering, a fastball from Clay Martina. Nothing in 1 the count. Kane battling, fouls off another pitch, nothing in 2. And Martina wants to have a quick chat with Balin Sorensen here, making sure they're on the same page. Nothing in 2 the count with 2 away. The 0-2. Heat inside. '57's dugout is vocal. Did he go? No, he didn't, says Tyler Murphy. Deuce is wild now. The 2-2. Just above the shoes of Kane. How about a full count here with 2 down? Clevered about to throw the 6th pitch of this at-bat with Gus Kane, native of Buda, Texas. The 3-2. Kane with a shot. That's over the second baseman. 1 will score. 2 will score. All aboard the Gus Bus. Gus Kane with a swing of the bat has given the 57s a 1-run lead. 7-6 Swifty. What an at-bat for Gus Kane. And Wilmer Enriquez has a runner in scoring position to work with as Gus Kane brought in 2, a bases loaded single on a full count. And Enriquez, after that swing, and he's missed the last few games, and he looks like he's in a bit of a bad way here. Nothing in one the count. Wilmer's going to dig in here. 0 for 3 with a walk. The 0-1. Enriquez with a shot to shallow center field. Carter Beck charges. It lands in front of him. Rounding third and heading for home plate. The play is going to be close. And Silas Hilton gunned out at home. Oh, Carter Beck. Spectacular in center field. However, the Swift Current 57s put up a crooked number when they needed to in the bottom of the 8th. And we will head to the top of the 9th with Swift Current up 1, 7-6 for the 57s here on Flow Sports. The Swift Current 57s taking a 1-run lead into the top of the 9th. Standing in their way from their first victory of the season, 3-4-5 in the Berries lineup. Ethan Murdoch, Mason Rowell, and Abiam Medina, who have a combined 7 hits this afternoon. And it'll be their second time seeing Shunta Furuya, who's been on in relief. 43 pitches for Shunta in his WCBL debut. Can he lock it down? 2-0 count to Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch, hard hit ball to Enriquez. Oh, what a play by Enriquez. Oh, but that took Kane off the bag. So Murdoch safe at first. Great athletic play by Enriquez. And just threw a dart, just a laser right across the diamond. And now Mason Rowell up for the Berries. Rowell 2 for 4. He's touched home plate twice, hitting .412 on the year. Furuya, not his best. Wind blowing in from left. Shunta induces a foul ball. Jalen Freeman coming in to pinch run for Ethan Murdoch. Freeman representing the tying run here. And Shunta, quick pickoff move to first. Shunta Furuya. Hit deep, hit back, Donovan Borg. He kept it in. He jumped at the wall to make the grab, and I think he robbed Roel of a home run, but it's going to be a double as he got a glove on it and knocked it back into play. And he says, I'm good. Sean Lee coming out to check on him, the 57's assistant coach, but Donovan saying I'm good. However, tough situation here with Abiam Medina at the plate, who has 5 runs batted in on the afternoon and 2 in scoring position, who represent the tying and go-ahead run, and that's going to be it for Shunta. I wanted him to close it out too, but Furuya, 3 innings, 4 hits, no earned runs on his watch, although a couple of the runners out there are dinged to him. And the 57s, it looks like they're going to bring in Adam Corte to try and lock this down. Corte normally utilized as a starter for the 57s. Nomar Prieto coming into pinch run for the Berries, but Adam Corte is going to get handed the ball. And a guy who's given the Swift Current 57s 2 quality starts this year, but hasn't got that first win, is going to be given the opportunity to lock it down here in the top of the 9th.
Now pitching for the Swift Current 57s, number 26, Adam Cordy.
This will be Corde's 3rd appearance on the year. His first time in relief. 12.2 innings of work. He struck out 5 and walked 2. 3 earned runs on his watch. 0-1 on the year with a 2.13 earned run average. In those 12.2 innings of work, he's allowed 15 hits. If he wants to lock this down for the 57s, he can't allow any hits here. His first assignment is going to be Abiam Medina out of Puerto Rico, who is 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 5 runs batted in. Can Adam Corte deal some Munster magic and get the save here for the 57s? Runners on at 2nd and 3rd. So Medina, how about this? 368 batting average, 5 runs batted in on the day. Balin Sorensen, who's on deck, 1 for 4 with a 243 average. Are you going to give Medina much to work with here, knowing that you could use him to potentially fill an empty bag at first and give your infield some more options? He's going to go after him here, but nothing in 1 the count. Fouled off. Strike 2 on the foul ball. Playoff style move by Rudy Estrella. Love it, bringing in a starter to lock it down. 57s have a day of rest tomorrow. Why not? Nothing in 2 the count. Breaking ball, got him. 2 foul balls, and on the 0-2 count, Corte deals the slippery wizard to send Medina back to the dugout.
Now batting the full line and beer batter, the catcher, number 8, Balin Sorensen.
Sorensen 1 for 4. He struck out once. And they're going to give Sorensen first and pitch to Janner. Janner 0 for 4. Still looking for his first hit of the season. Janner, it hasn't been his day. I have no doubt this young man will contribute to the Berries at some point, but 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts today. Empty bag filled at first. Swinging strike, Corday. 0-1 the count. Janner now extra motivated to get his first hit. Who's going to be the hero here, Corday or Janner? Ground ball and strike 2. Foul down the third base line. Bases loaded. 0-2 the count. 1 down. Cooper Westland, who is 0 for 4 on the afternoon as well. I see the wisdom in walking Sorensen. The 0-2. Tries to get Janner to chase outside the zone. Janner staying disciplined, 1-2. The 1-2.
That's another Anderson County Wofford strikeout for Adam Cordy.
Woo!
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Cooper Westland.
If you're of the faint of heart, have a registered nurse on standby. And if you're a registered nurse, find someone faint of heart to help out here. As Luis Ayala is going to have a quick conversation with Corte here, and they're going to discuss how to handle Cooper Westland, the native of Lincoln, Nebraska. Westland 0 for 4 on the afternoon, 241 on the year, bases loaded. Tying run 90 feet away, 7-6 for the 57s. In the bottom of the 8th, Gus Kane hammered in 2 to tie and give the 57s their lead, 7-6. Is today the day for Swift? Working Cooper Westland. Break hearts. That slider coming real close to the bicep of Westland. Yikes. The 1-0. Fastball. No doubt about that one. The 1-1. Oh, thought he had painted the outside corner, but righty on righty. I like that pitch, but just didn't get enough of the plate or any part of the plate. 2-1. Thought he might get the benefit of the doubt. That's the spot he wants. Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. The 2-2. Trying to get Westland to chase low and away. Well, Westland has got to think that a fastball coming right down the middle is headed his way. Bases loaded, tying run at third. The Swift Current faithful trying to clap out Westland here. The 3-2. Got him! Every dog has their day. And after 9 long days, this is Swift's Adam Corte, the coffin nail. And the 57s escape this Sunday afternoon meeting with Saskatoon 7-6 and get their first notch in the win column. What an afternoon of baseball here at Mitchell Field. Player of the game, love Adam Corte coming in a high-pressure situation to lock it down. Gus Kane with a couple of RBIs in a pressure situation. We'll throw player of the game his way. Yep, on the broadcast and in venue, we agree on that. Nikosi Ditter, 5 innings of work, more than 100 pitches as well. And a good look for Shunta Furuya in his debut as well. Well, we'll see if they come in bunches now, as the Swift Current 57s in the bottom of the WCBL East knock off the top team, Saskatoon Berries. 7-6 Swift. That was fun. That'll wrap up the webcast. On behalf of IT specialist Joe Collinson, looking after the technical things, Janelle Matthews rocking the scoreboard. It's Ryan Schweitzer saying good day from Mitchell Field.